Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to the XL universe. This is Marcus Medina speaking, and once again, I want to welcome you back to my channel. This is the XelCast number 3. For anybody who is wondering, I am currently playing a track called Let Go by Tatsu Ogata, which is a chill step track that I've discovered while I was on SoundCloud. Actually, I wasn't really on SoundCloud. I was on Facebook, and I just checked out this. I thought it would be a video of a meditating man or something, and it just turned out to be a music track on SoundCloud. But after like maybe a few seconds of listening to it, I'll give it about 5. I was interested. I mean, it just caught my ear by surprise, and I was just like, wow, who's this person? So I sent him a message just within like the first 30 seconds of listening to his music, like, man, your music is awesome. And this track is it's actually about 1 hour long, a little over 1 hour. And it just sounds amazing. It's just something that you could play in the background all day. And it just sounds good. It just really sounds good. You can tell he really loves music, and I heard a few um, allusions in his sounds. So yeah, I went ahead and messaged him and got permission to use the track. So that's why I'm playing it. For the first time, we have music in the background. So I guess this would probably be a trend. I'm not sure. I don't really know for sure, but if you like music in the background, if you think it's not really that great, then we could take it all away. Especially when we start interviewing or talking to other people. I'll make sure I have the volume down low enough so that you can hear my voice. Anyways, yeah, I'm not a person who listens to dubstep or anything like that, but in the past I did listen to the predecessor style of music, which is trance, for a short time. And again, I have to say, this is some amazing music. So I recommend anyone and everyone to try this track. It's downloadable for free through SoundCloud under the name Tatsu. And I will include some links to his sites, his SoundCloud account, and his Facebook, so that you can listen to his music and even like his Facebook page. All right. Anyways, let's go. Let's get down to business. So I want to talk about a few things, mainly the new edition of my mini book, which is the Zeta verses of Iscariot. I want to talk about team expansion and social updates. Okay, so first we'll talk about the newest issue of my story, which is Iscariot. It just released worldwide on the 20th of April, which is also known as the Day of Zeta, which I have dubbed, of this year. And I want to personally thank everyone who has downloaded it, everyone who is downloading it now, and will be continuously supporting this movement of mine. This book, if you don't know, it supersedes the original alpha, which was the hybrid graphic novel slash written, handwritten novel. The beta, the gamma, the Neo Alpha, which was the first mini volume containing all of the verses from the Beta, Gamma, and the upcoming Delta, the new Delta, which included the newer episodes and or verses, I mean, and the Epsilon, which was the previous 3 verses. This Zeta verse has, which is 2 verses plus 1, a bonus verse that goes into the actual complete novel. This is all the anthology. It is the anthology of all of the written works that I have finished up to this point. There are 19 chapters and about 230 readable pages in this beta format. When I say beta, I mean, of course, the previewable format. Okay, so anyways, I have about 3 to 4 chapters left to go before I'm finished with the complete story. And of course, what you're reading now is still a preview, but it's the general story, which is good. So once the manuscript is done, I will seek publishing and try to get the work in everyone's hands in a physical format. So what does this work include anyway? Well, it includes more character scans. So what that means is you can see what the characters look like the way that I see it, right? And I think that's good because, of course, for normal readers where normally you don't see the pictures of the character, this book actually relies on how the character actually appear. So that's why we see those character scans there between certain verses, so that you can get a good idea of what they look like. There are the finished work again will have more. Actually, it will include more character scans, but on top of that, it will also have artwork with action sequences. I'm totally not sure if the artwork will include artwork from other people, whether it's fan made or if it's like professionally made, or in-house. So I mean, I'm willing to always take submissions and to feature them, and of course there will be action sequences, and what this means is that there will be images to accompany every verse, at least maybe one to two, depending on how long the chapters are, and we will put some of the most important pictures or fun pictures in the story. Typically in a regular novel, it's going to resemble the Japanese light novel, which are usually like monochrome or one color books. So inside you can't really expect to see color, like a lot of color in these books. So just with that, especially with the production cost and everything, be prepared for that. There will be a possible redux to the original alpha, and what this means is that in the past, when I did the original alpha, there was supposedly this idea that I would have half of a graphic novel and the other half would be like words. Although you won't see that in a finished work, you will see the images totally remastered by our illustrator Gladys Butilas, which is of course her nickname is Rin, that she's used in the past. Alright, so you'll definitely see that. A thank you page for contributors. I will be doing the Kickstarter thing again. The last time I was only able to raise about $222 out of the lots of money that I asked for, which is kind of weird. I don't know why I would ask for that much either, but I was hoping that maybe I caught somebody's attention. But of course, being in the small time, it's very difficult to ask for a certain amount. Usually you'll get that amount even if you ask for a small amount. It just depends. There will be a unique front and back cover, just like in the Zetaverse's back cover. It includes one of the earlier back covers. The artist was Cassandra LeBron, who we will be talking to a little later about that, and she will be working on the front and back covers as well as some other projects a little later. So yeah, it would be definitely an honor to have that done, which she is working on right now. Second, I want to also address possible, a very highly possible future with sending or having Iscariot released in other languages. Um, First, we are in talks with getting the story told in Japanese. Of course, everybody knows this. The Japanese alpha is actually completed, and we are currently in the stage of editing and formatting it. And with that, we can say that there will be a release date around the 29th or the 30th of April, which will close the springtime season. We can close the springtime season with this book, so that would be awesome to have it released around that time. So we are doing the Japanese alpha, which it will start all the way over from 0 to verse 3, and everything will be in a language that, of course, like, you know, maybe the teenager or the child can read it, but of course anybody can enjoy this story. I mean, this story again is made for anybody and everybody that can read it. I mean, if you can just download it for free, it's for you. It's for everybody. So anyways, the Japanese alpha will be translated by Ogasawara Yuka, and it will be cross-edited by Shimada Koei. As you know, I had the opportunity to meet Yuka while I was in Tokyo, and that was really awesome. And we talked about this book and where we needed to go, so it was great to get an understanding between two people who are on the same team and live, like, you know, live a worlds away. And also, Mr. Koei is also from Japan, from Tokyo, Japan. We actually met in UT Dallas, the university that I attended. We were taking I believe it was a history of films class, and I remember he was sitting right next to me, because maybe I came in late, I'm not sure, but I sat down and they called his name, and the professor was trying to pronounce it, and I just noticed he was Japanese, and then it was, you know, the rest was history. But yeah, we talked mainly in his language and English. He is a English major. Both of them are really fluent in English, so that's also good. So anyways, enough about the Japanese version, because we'll talk about that a little later. We are also talking with a Korean translator writer. Hopefully we can fulfill the demands, and then we can move on. And the best thing about having a Korean version is, well, the fact that I live in Korea right now really helps, because with presence power, that's one of the biggest influences on getting people to get your book. So we're definitely going to try to make this story just as successful worldwide, and here domestically in the 3 major countries, which is the United States, of course, where I'm from, Japan, in the country which the culture has inspired this story, and Korea, which is a big time consumer of fantasy fiction from places like United States and Japan. So anyways, we're talking with Korean translator writer. Hopefully they'll be joining the team. And we also just acquired a new teammate who will be our new Spanish translator writer. And this translator writer will be unfortunately replacing the one that we had previously. So this promising translator writer has an extensive background, so this is definitely going to help. and the good thing about it is he is very interested on joining the team. Anyways, in the future, I will hopefully bring the Scariot story in other languages as well. We almost had a deal with getting it in Portuguese. Hopefully we can get it in Portuguese. Definitely in Chinese. I mean, China has a huge market, of course. Chinese would be great to have. And then, of course, I cannot forget about the Tagalog speakers in Filipino. Salamat and thank you very much for being #1 when it comes to downloading in 2015. You are the biggest consumer of my story, and I definitely hope that you all enjoy my story. As you may know, I will be heading to the Philippines hopefully this year. In this summer, I have plans to go to Manila, so it would be great to, of course, finally meet my illustrator and some good friends over there. And if you're reading the book, if you're catching this XelCast, if you're following the page, please feel free to just walk up to me and perhaps take a picture or whatever you want to do, because that would be nice to meet people who actually do read my story. That would be awesome. So anyways, I can't forget about the Tagalog speakers and of course the Arabic speakers. That would be so amazing because they are also big time downloaders, and I know I know that in the Arab world, at least in the Arabic speaking world, there's a lot of people that can speak English and they can read English, and that's also good. So the English version is not it is not exclusive just to only people in English speaking countries, but would love to have the story translated so that like their friends and family can read the story and get an understanding of what's going on. So anyways, I'm really hoping that the audience will get larger and there will be more feedback. We do have a lot of downloads and things like that, but feedback is also important, and that's what I'm really hoping to get very soon. It seems that my writing might be a little not saying like dense or anything, but it could be very strong and long. So and it's a first time book, this is my first book, but it's 16 years in the making. Once again, I would like to thank everybody for their patience and their participation in helping my dream become possible. And finally, I want to talk about the numbers. So again, I want to go ahead and pull up my page real quick, so please excuse some of the clickings that you might hear, but I'm going to go through with these stats for 2015. We have 5 of our top countries. They all have over 100 views on the website, 100 hits each, with the exception of the #1, which #1 country has over 1,000, which is great. So that totally makes up for the other countries. But we have Brazil with 103 hits, and this country is trailing Japan with 105 hits. South Korea has 140 hits for the year. And this is not me looking at my site. I make sure that I log in so that it doesn't count my views. Okay. The Philippines have 157 views, so they're slightly above Korea as well in terms of the second digit. And the United States of America, and this makes me really proud because the United States isn't known as a country recently in this year to be a major player in downloading the story above the other countries that are all over the world. The United States is probably makes up for the majority of last year's downloads. So we're slowly catching up, but the website hits are huge, mostly because my friends and family back home. I would like to thank them and their friends for checking out the site. We have 1,126 hits from the United States, and that's awesome. I would like to thank everybody out there. The most visited page, besides the homepage, of course, was the Valentine's special. That was a big time success. It just created so much traffic for the site, and I got a few website rewards from my host. So I'd like to thank you guys for that. Those awards are actually for you. I mean, thank you. And of course, we get a lot of visitors that visit the download page, and we have a lot of downloads. So let me go ahead and talk about these numbers again. I would like to thank you all for downloading. I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, I could thank you all day if that's okay, but I'm sure you'll get sick of it. Okay. All right. So we have 18,050 total downloads from the website and Google Play. They made up this total count before the day of Zeta 420. And these are all from the previously released titles. Okay. The thing is that yes, some of the mini volumes do have the older verses, but the point is that the mini volumes are actually, in essence, new books, because there's always an extra chapter added in. So basically, you get, with the mini volume, you get only counted for the 3 or 4 verses in that book. So each book is totally different. They all have their own verses exclusively. So I can safely say that 18,050 total downloads came from you guys, right? So I want to thank you. On Facebook, we have over 14,700. I think total. Currently, there's a total of 14,790. I'm not sure, but there are 14,700 followers, which is awesome, right? And the crazy thing is that that's less than my download count, so that should be realistic. There are almost 450. We have exactly 449 followers on Instagram, and this is a recently made Instagram, so I don't really count on having that many, because Instagram is very competitive when it comes to getting followers. Usually, of course, when you see the people who have the most followers are always already established celebrities, which usually are in the millions, and then you have your you have some other people. Those other people, I don't know. I can't express my opinions on the XelCast about that. I mean, I could, but that's not why I'm making this particular XelCast. Anyways, the number of followers are quite small on Instagram, but 1 follower is better than none, and for every non-automated follower, I can just say that means a whole lot to me. So I want to thank you all personally for following my page, and this will actually conclude the purpose of my XelCast. Now, to close, I want to go ahead and reveal some news that will be forthcoming. First, I want to announce that my story will be available for free on other formats very soon. It gets pretty busy where I am, so please keep that in mind. I am one of the only people working on the logistics and everything. So yeah, we will be releasing the PDF very soon. I know that's the most downloaded format, and I'm really trying to get the book on iTunes. It's just that, of course, my MacBook is not working at all, and I can't do anything with that. So I will be working on trying to get an iTunes version in the future, seeing that the iPhone market is bigger in other Asian countries. So if I can get it on iTunes, I know I can probably get a lot of downloads, a lot more. But the PDF version works on every digital device that's already being made. So if your device was, let's say, if you have a tablet, you should be able to see the book. But if you have a phone, I would say that maybe if your phone was made or created like 2 or 3 years ago, you should be able to see the PDF version of this. If not, download the apps that can do it. You know, you don't want to really miss out on this opportunity to get the PDF. Okay, so anyways, the Wattpad, whatever it's called, Wattpad or Wattpad, that website, I guess it's called wattpad.com. They're going to, I'm going to be featuring periodically uploaded verses at that website per request. So all it takes is just one person to comment and ask for the next verse, and it will be uploaded. So right now, currently, we're on verse 0, which is the prologue for that particular story, the Zeta. So all you have to do is, if you can't really get the PDF or anything, if you don't, I guess if downloading it might be a problem, or if you just want to add the story to your library through Wattpad, go ahead and do that. You know, there's a view count and everything that goes public, so everybody get to see who's reading it, or I mean how many people are reading it and who likes it. So that would be good. So make sure you do that, and check out the links below for more information. I will be of course adding links as we go along, so please always stay connected to iscariot.com, facebook.com/Iscariot. XL Studios is also on Facebook, rather small, but you know, it's Iscariot is the heavily promoted website. And don't forget to go on Google Play and search in the books Iscariot. That's with a Y, YSCARIOT, Iscariot, and you'll see the Zeta verses will be available for the Latinos. You know, you get to download, or Spanish speakers, you get to download the Los Versos Beta, and we will be working on adding more chapters, or I mean verses, to the next book. So I want to again thank you all for joining me and listening to the XelCast. Please stay tuned for the 4th, where we will be coming up with certain news. I'll be trying to get my time down on there, but yeah, hopefully we'll start with interviewing other people on the team, and don't forget to of course leave that feedback after you've read the book. Anyways, I want to thank you, and have a good day, a good night, or continue having a good morning, or whatever time it is. Sweet dreams to all the people going to sleep right now. If you're sleeping right now, stay asleep. All right, anyways, have a good night, and I'll see you next time.